Hi, I'm Peter Yolen, President and CEO of thelistingwidget.com. And this is going to be a fun video for me because this is just so simple and so powerful that I get so excited about it. And what I'm talking about is our showing agent feedback system. Now, the reason I get so excited about it is because this is a tough market. Price is everything in this market. And no matter how good you are, even you can't sell an overpriced listing. Now, I know that may sound tough, but it's impossible to sell something that's overpriced, and you and I both know that. And unfortunately, it takes sellers sometimes a long time for them to know that. And in today's market, it is very difficult to have a good, honest dialogue with your seller and have your seller be receptive to reducing the price. Because, you know, when you talk about price reductions to a seller, they oftentimes think that it's just a self-serving conversation and that your goal is to just get them to reduce their price quickly so you can sell the property more quickly and move on to your next deal. Well, you and I both know that couldn't be farther from the truth. In fact, if you can get a good and intelligently planned price reduction early in the listing, you can oftentimes net your seller far more money than they would net if they waited and tried to catch the market later by holding on to their overpriced listing. So what I want to do is I want to introduce you to our showing agent feedback system. It's really simple, and everybody could use a little bit of assistance at some point. And this is where the brokerage community can assist you in getting that price reduction. And it's really powerful. What happens is you can go to the website, and by the way, all of our products work independently of each other, so if you just want to do the showing agent feedback system, you're welcome to do that and just set up a property profile in there and then create a questionnaire. Now, you can either use one of the questionnaires that we've created, or you can create your own from scratch, or you combine some of our questions with your questions. Once you have your questionnaire, and by the way, it should be short, 5 or 6 questions, no more. Make sure that one of those questions is a question about price. Well, what we'll do is, as you enter the agents who show your property, we'll send them up to 4 emails over a 6-day period, just requesting them to respond to the survey. And in the email, which is really beautifully formatted, we actually let them know that you'd be happy to do the same for them if the occasion ever arose. Well, we've got about a 78% return rate of agents actually filling out the surveys for other agents. And when you think about it, that rate should go up because really these are the people that you do business with all the time and you know them and they're always willing to help. Well, here's what happens. Your seller has a beautiful login page with your photo and your company logo, and they can log on and they can look at the survey results anytime they want to. In fact, you can even choose if you want them to get an email every time a response is filled out and submitted. But when they're looking at those responses, they're all displayed graphically in a very easy to read pie charts. If they're looking at those responses, and most of them are positive about easy to show and whatever your other questions might be, but the negative is on price, this is where you have the opportunity to use the following language. And it's very powerful. What I would say at that point is, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, these are the people that we depend on to bring us the buyers. And make sure you use the word depend. Depend is a big word, and if you're depending on someone to come through for you, and they don't, it can sometimes be devastating. So you say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, these are the people that we depend on to bring us the buyers. If they think that your property is overpriced, they're just not going to bring their buyers to see it. They're going to take their buyers to the other properties on the market. They'll write offers on those properties, and those properties will be the ones that sell. Now, if you really want to sell your home, we need to reduce the price today. I can come over at 2 o'clock or would 4 o'clock be better? Now, you'll hear me use the assumptive close a lot, and I'm not necessarily recommending that you do, but I am recommending that you use some close when you ask for the price reduction, because it is so, so important. Because very rarely will you tell a seller that they need to reduce the price, and the seller just jumps up and say, well, hey Bob, come on over. Let's get that price reduced. That typically doesn't happen. They need a little bit of persuading, even when they're looking at that empirical data. But believe me, when a seller sees that the brokerage community is not responding to their property because of the price, that can be devastating to a seller and really help a seller move off their price. If nothing else, it plants the seed and it puts the onus of price back in the seller's lap. And believe me, you'll be getting price reductions at a faster pace earlier in the listing when it's really important. and you'll be having a lot of happier sellers, netting more money, and I think you'll be a lot happier in the long run. So feel free, try out the showing agent feedback system. It is so simple to use, it would take you less than 5 minutes to set it up. All right, I hope you found this interesting, something that you might want to work into your real estate practice. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video.